door knocking and everything. I get a little bit of voice strain, so I'll do the best I can to make sure you can hear me. But first, I just want to thank you all, one, for being workers in our Republican Party. It is so important that everybody, regardless of your beliefs, what part you believe in and what part you don't, that we all participate. And you all are doing it. And being here shows that, and I appreciate that. I also want to thank you for giving me the honor to serve in the state senate. I was first elected back in 11. I had 2 weeks to decide to run, and it was a wild and crazy summer, but we prevailed. But I do tell people, I said, I think we do have the dream team of state senators representing Knox County. I said we do have the lieutenant governor represents a portion of us, and he pretty much has all the power. He's one heartbeat away from the governor, and he can, if he wants to make something happen, he can. We have Senator Briggs that I always say has all the brains, and just, the knowledge level that he has. And then I follow up with all the common sense. So between that team, we all work together, and we work to serve Knox County together. We have, obviously, some people can vote, some people can't, depending upon where you live in a district, but we serve together. Because, he has different strengths from his health background. I have different strengths. I ran Sir Thomas Center serving adults with disabilities for 25 years. And so I understand vulnerable people and the populations and that kind of thing. And so we work off each other's strengths. I've got a young fellow here, Caleb Bailey, who's helping me, who's over here. His dad is State Senator Paul Bailey. Over in the Cookville area, and he's over spending some time with me and helping us out a little bit, and I've got several other on my team here, but it's really interesting. Some people talk about the discord in government, but actually probably 90% of all legislation over in Nashville passes with either unanimous or with bipartisan support, because it's good legislation that everybody agrees on. It's easier to everybody get along more in the Senate because there's only 33 of us. And if you get to know people, you can respect them, even if you may not agree on a particular issue or something. But my goal is to work to get things done, and I've been very effective at that. I do serve on the Health and General Welfare Committee for my background at Sir Thomas Center, but I chair the Transportation and Safety Committee. And so, I tease people, but I said you can blame me for all the potholes. It has nothing to do with snow and ice, but the asphalt plants are up and running, and they're working as fast as they can to fix them. But it's through that, like this year, each House member can sponsor 15 bills. Well, that means there's 3 House members for each senator, so we have an average of 45 bills. This year I passed 31 of my bills, and 30 of them unanimously. One of them with one no vote, and that was it. And I said, I've never seen anybody that's had a record like that. I've never had a record like that. I've been able to do a lot over the years, but we've had the Department of Disability. We did not have a Department of Aging for our elderly, and the governor decided that we needed to get aging at the table at a commission level, and he asked me to carry it because he knew that was something that I had a lot of strength in working in those arenas. The Silver Award bill I passed several years ago, and a number of other different aging type things, and obviously the disability. So we were able to get that across the finish line. A lot of us know that social media and the internet is causing lots of problems. I actually passed, and of course there was a whole article in the paper about it this week that talked about First Amendment right, and it was not going to work, but we worked with our Attorney General, And we passed a bill that kids under 18 cannot get on porn sites. And the Faith and Freedom Coalition, that was one of their number one bills that they wanted to see passed. I believe it was in Texas, after they passed it there, the big porn provider left the state because they were losing all their business. That's what we want. You know, the type of things that we do that makes Tennessee what Tennessee is, while all our folks are moving from other states to Tennessee, are the type of things that we keep working on at the state. One of the bills that we worked on this year was, I don't know if y'all realize, but kids that have been in custody hearings, but one of their parents had had abuse in the background, you know, in former life or at different times. They have been having, judges have been putting them back in what's called reunification therapy. And the non-abusive parent could not have any contact with them. So we had to work through that, because anytime you try to tell judges what to do, you have to walk a fine line. So we worked with the Office of the Courts. There was one Saturday night at 10 o'clock, I'm on the phone with the House sponsor, with Rebecca Alexander, who you know, and Jimmy Matlock's a former state rep and a good friend of all of us. Thank you, Jimmy, for being here. But Rebecca Alexander and the attorney for the Department of Children's Services, working through that bill to make sure every word worked, so we didn't lose federal funding for different things. We had to take out one word, caregiver. So we left in parent, and so now the judges can't put a child in that kind of situation unless they are guaranteed the safety of the child. They have to write up a safety plan. The non-abusive parent has to always be able to have contact with that child. So those are just some of the things that you have to work through to be able to get things done. It all sounds simple from the outside, but a lot of times you sit down and you have to do the nitty-gritty work to get things done. One of the two things I'm working on that aren't bills yet, but that we're going to be, that are passions of mine, is one, because of roads. We know we have the worst traffic in Tennessee, the highest average daily traffic count here out on our interstate. In 2022, we had 5 of the top 7 in the state. Nashville has more cars, but they have more roads. But we have more higher. We're up to 225,000 cars a day at our highest average daily traffic count. And you used to chair the transportation committee in the House. But you know, we had talked about piecemeal, and we had talked about working with it in different solutions. But through my work in partnership with the Commissioner Ely and the Deputy Governor Commissioner Ely, who's over Department of Transportation, we worked it out to get them to address the whole corridor, not just piecemealing it, not just an interchange, but the whole corridor from 640 out to the split. And it's going to take a while, but we think if all goes well, it won't take. We may get it done before Alcoa Highway gets done, but it all goes well, less than maybe 10 years or a little bit less. And so that's something that I'm going to continue to work on. If I'm honored to have folks that live in my district vote to be reelected. The other one, though, is one that's near and dear to a lot of people's heart, is the new mental health hospital. They actually called me 3 days after I was first elected and told me they were going to close Lakeshore. And at that time, community mental health was a big deal. And you know, one thing though that they promised me, and every year during budget hearings, I've made sure they've kept that promise, that all the funds that were used at Lakeshore have stayed in this region. And they give an accounting, and more people have been served. And I thought, well, okay, definitely community mental health, but the mental health crisis is growing. Whether it's suicide, just all the different components of mental health, it's growing here in Tennessee, here in Knox County, it's growing exponentially in the country. And I've, you know, worked a lot on that nationally even. But what I didn't realize is, well, let me back up. To get a new mental health hospital done, we've got to, you know, I can't just go to the governor and say, okay, everybody in Knoxville thinks we need it, okay? I knew strategy was that we needed to get the Commissioner of Mental Health to do a study. And I've got a good working relationship with her, so we talked about it. So I drafted a letter that Senator Briggs and the Lieutenant Governor signed requesting the study. So she had the Carter's cover to do the study. And I knew what the study would turn out with, for the most part, is that we need one. But it was interesting, though, that even exponentially more people have been receiving hospital mental health treatments than were at Lakeshore. So that shows how it's grown. But the problem is we're contracting with these 3 hospitals, Peninsula and Richdale over in Oak Ridge, and one other one, to cover those things. Well, they're only taking folks that are not of a higher acuity, and folks that have very severe, persistent mental illness are being taken down to Chattanooga. And folks that are coming from the jails or forensic evaluations are being taken to Chattanooga. So they're being flooded. We're having our law enforcement is having to take time to go there and back and there and back. And so the study did come out that we got 50 beds short now. We've got 100 beds short in 2050. So I've already been in discussions with the governor's office, his administration, and now I will kind of corral our area East Tennessee legislators, which is pretty much from Loudon all the way up to Bristol. And we will advocate to get the funding now to get this hospital built. And we'll partner with the city and the county and our providers here, but conversations are already going on. I am convinced we will get a new hospital, but I think we've got to, I'll be the person that will be leading the charge, basically, because I understand the need. I've walked with it the whole time since it's been closed. So those are just some things. I mean, it's a variety of things. Y'all know my heart, you know my passion. I've worked in Republican campaigns since I was 4. I've probably I put together the buses going door knocking when I'm at college at UT. So, our legislature, our General Assembly has passed some amazing bills in the past 10, 11, 12 years since I've been there. And we keep reducing taxes each year. We're going to continue to keep when the opportunities arise. We pass conservative legislation, and the things that are making our state great is because we've got great leadership, we've got great representatives that are making things happen that are bringing people to our state. So with that, it's just an honor to start whether you live in my district or not. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all's heart, and anytime I can ever help you in any way. And Monica, anytime I can ever help you in any way. Monica and I have been friends a long time. But we're out working it, and my dad taught me to work hard and to respect everybody. And that's what I promise is I'll continue to work hard and continue to respect everybody. So the other thing I promise you is we probably won't always agree on everything because there's 700 bills a year. So it's hard to agree on everything, but we're going to keep working and keep working and continue to make Tennessee better and better. So thank you all.